is something seriously wrong with the New York Knicks and the way they've started this season, and that was evidently clear through their game with the Atlanta Hawks, but it has not just been that. It has been most of the games they have played this season, and we have to break this down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as always, because the New York Knicks, I mean, look, there's something wrong. Very clearly, as I adjust my mic, there is something wrong with the New York Knicks to start this season. I mean, they lost to the Houston Rockets. They lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Back-to-back games. That is not a good look for your team, especially when looking at a New York Knicks roster that I understand they're a new team, but why have they not gelled at all together? I mean, Mikal Bridges' defense still looks suspect. There's been so much going on, and it just feels like none of this is even adding up anymore. And guys, honestly, this is struggling right now. Like, the team is not looking great. But also, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we are going to keep putting out Knicks content, whether they're doing great or not. And the subscribers really would help a lot. And leave a comment and let us know what you think about this, because clearly the Knicks just do not look very good right now. And looking at their game against the Atlanta Hawks, you could tell the New York Knicks, they just have not had it at all this season thus far. I mean, Mikal Bridges' offense looks very nice. OG Anunoby's doing his thing. Karl Anthony Towns looks phenomenal. It looks like they made the right decision with the trade, especially with the stats Dante DiVincenzo specifically has been putting up. Josh Hart looks good. Jalen Brunson does not look like the same Jalen Brunson that we know and love. And Jalen Brunson has started season slow before. He started last season slow with the Knicks. He started the season before slow with the Knicks. Jalen Brunson is allowed to have slow starts because he is one of the best players we have seen put on a Knicks jersey. Frankly, in general, after these 2 years, he's that good. Look at this and tell me where there's a problem. This is the 7th game of the season. Not Game 7 of the NBA playoffs, and the New York Knicks are going out there, and they're playing their guys like it is the playoffs. Look at these minutes. I hate to keep harping on it, but why is Jericho Sims playing basketball for the New York Knicks? I mean, Jericho Sims just looked awful. It was the same thing as last time around. The man, he just frankly doesn't look like he has it at all to stay at the NBA level as I change my lighting. He doesn't look good. He looks bad. He looks like he didn't work at all over the summer, despite all the workout videos, despite me putting out a video called The Knicks Have a Hidden Gem. Guess what? I was wrong. They don't. Jericho Sims does not look good for the New York Knicks thus far this season. Deuce McBride looks great. Tyler Kolek looks like an absolute phenomenal shooter. He's playing under 10 minutes per game as the 8th man. This is Game 7 of the season, Tibbs. I thought you got over this. What is happening? Last year, the Knicks didn't have a single guy in the top 10 minutes per game. Now, OG Anunoby, someone who's injury-prone, is playing 41 minutes on a random Wednesday night against the Atlanta Hawks. This does not make sense to me. I do not understand what the New York Knicks have gone and started to do. You're letting the Atlanta Hawks rout you in a game. Now, look at the bottom of your screen. Look at what the Hawks shot from three. 15 for 38. The New York Knicks shot 22 for 47, and they lost this game. They lost. They're shooting well. It's the defense. Why are you unable to guard Zachary Richache? He's 7 games into his NBA career, and guess what? He's looked awful. He hasn't not looked good. He looks like he's one of the worst first overall picks in NBA history, yet somehow, some way, puts up 33 points and becomes the youngest Atlanta Hawk to ever score plus 30 in a game. Because you're cheating off him, letting him get 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, plus 14 for a guy who looks like he's an all-time draft bust. What is happening here? I understand the New York Knicks very clearly need Mitchell Robinson. That is not lost on me that Mitchell Robinson is a must for this team because they cannot defend anything at the rim. I mean, frankly, Karl Anthony Towns looks atrocious playing defense at the rim. It's not even close. The man looks like he's hot garbage at playing defense, and we didn't bring him in here to get here. And look, He looks great on offense. It's wonderful. 34 points. The man's pulling down 16 rebounds. He looks like he's one of the best centers in basketball because he is. But he's not a center. That man is a power forward. He cannot defend the rim. It is becoming evidently clear. You saw, if you saw the video I made earlier, same day, same Wednesday, November 6th, I mentioned that before this game against the Hawks, Karl-Anthony Towns had allowed 27 shots from the rim to go in. He's allowed 30 shots at the rim prior to this game. 27 for 30 isn't just bad, it's comically bad. It's not even historically bad. It's like a practical joke about our worst nightmare of Karl-Anthony Towns defending the rim. This team needs Mitchell Robinson back, and they need to play Matt Ryan because, frankly, why are you running a playoff roster 7 games into the season, Tibbs? Especially when Jericho Sims is one of them. That doesn't make sense to me. I hate to be some hater or whatever, but Jericho Sims has looked straight up terrible, and I don't understand why the New York Knicks continue to play him when you have someone in Ariel Hukporti who can put the ball on the floor, where if Jericho Sims puts the ball on the floor, he dribbles with 2 hands. The man looks lost. Ariel Hukporti actually not only brings you good defense where people can't just challenge the rim willy-nilly, he brings offense. It doesn't make sense to me. Trae Young, y'all let him go out there and talk like this. I hope these New York fans found their way to the exit real quick. Boo, take y'all ass home. Trae Young. Trae Young. What have the Hawks done since going to the Eastern Conference Finals? Genuinely, what have they done? Where have they gone? What have they done? Have they done anything special? No, they haven't done anything special. In fact, all they have is some one-sided rivalry with the Knicks that the Knicks made look two-sided tonight because the Knicks are so bad right now that they genuinely look as bad as the Atlanta Hawks. And Trae Young gets to talk trash. You know, a guy who the Hawks would trade had anyone given him proper value in return for him, but everyone knows that he's an overrated shooter who frankly needs the ball in his hands to be effective and is one of the worst defenders in basketball, but luckily D'Angelo Russell is there to take up that blame for him. Look, I understand Trae Young's an amazing talent, and all respect due to Trae Young for going out there and having that 2021 run and being a great rival for the New York Knicks. But the New York Knicks should be past this, and somehow they're losing to the Atlanta Hawks, who are halfway through a rebuild despite having Trae Young. Tom Thibodeau is coaching this team poorly. That's what it is. The Knicks are dead last in pace, despite the fact that you have a 5-out roster where you should be, one of the most fast teams in basketball because of, especially when you have an elite floor general in Jalen Brunson. But no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. And speaking of Jalen Brunson starts slow every single season that he plays with the New York Knicks. This is the 3rd time in a row when he's allowed to start slow because he's Jalen Brunson. He gets a pass. But also, JB, you gotta be better. At some point, he has to show up and be better. The Knicks are 3-4 right now. This is a team that's supposed to be the 2nd best team in the Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have so many holes in their roster, they look like SpongeBob, they're 8-0. It doesn't make sense to me. The Knicks have to be better, and it starts with Tom Thibodeau and Jalen Brunson. Anyone who tells you differently is wrong. They are the leaders of this team. They need to find a way to make things work. The Knicks gave all their assets to make this work, so frankly, they have no choice on the matter other than to make this work, or they are a massive failure. And I do not think the Knicks are a massive failure. Let me say on record, before this gets out of context, I think the New York Knicks are going to be just fine. I think Jalen Brunson is one of the best players in the NBA. That is not going to change. I think he's going to find his groove probably next game when he's back at MSG. And then we're going to go see Jalen Brunson be one of the best players in the NBA as usual, and this won't be a concern. What's concerning me is the fact that this man is playing an 8-man rotation, where one of the guys, the 8th man, is playing under 10 minutes per game. That's what concerns me. Tibbs has to get this under control. He has to allow more guys to play, or it's going to be laughable to think the Knicks are ever going to hold up the Larry O'Brien trophy with this team. Tibbs has to adjust. Brunson's going to get better, so I don't even want to say he has to be better because I fully trust that Jalen Brunson is going to get better as one of the best players in the NBA. Also, this guy right here, he's got to sit Jericho Sims right now and let Ariel Hukporti play. Let the man cook, please, Tom Thibodeau. Guys, let me know what you think down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a comment. Let me know what you think on the Knicks being 3-4 in the season. This is just frankly ugly. Have a great day, and go Knicks.